Welcome to the third and final part of this series. So we're going to finally find out the character of this one right here. What kind of choice is he trying to offer? So I'm going to start with a song I used to love. And I'll just give you a little sample here. So you notice that was, I'm not sure if bull or goat. You can, lots of people throwing up the devil horns. So I can look past the whole ghost could be any number of things. You got maybe a bull, maybe a goat. You clearly have people with devil horns, but that's people responding. I can look past all the normal symbolism people might associate with this is an evil song. But there's this point in 6:20 that the tone of the song shifts. And it wasn't that years ago so much gave me chills as the lyrics. And I'll just give it a little, show the sudden transition here. The lights suddenly go down, get foreboding tone. All right, so I'm already going to get copyright claim, but it doesn't matter. Now, the lyrics in there, I wasn't really paying attention before, but something was off. I could tell there's something questionable about this song. And so when I actually looked at the lyrics, I'm like, oh, now I know what was making my skin crawl. It's right here. Relive the old sin of Adam and Eve, of you and me, forgive the adoring beast. So to get what this means, all we have to do is go back to that story, the first sin of Adam and Eve, which is found in Genesis 3. So now the serpent was more cunning than any beast of the field. And if you remember, we were talking about the eye of Wadjet, serpent, the illuminated one, the wise one, the cunning one. And he said to the woman, has God indeed said, you shall not eat of every tree of the garden? So sowing a seed of doubt. And the woman said to the serpent, we may eat of the fruit of the trees of the garden, but of the fruit of the tree which is in the midst of the garden, God has said, you shall not eat of it, nor shall you touch it, lest you die. So there's no chain link fence, no armed guards. It was an option. It was available to them. And they were simply warned. They were always given the choice. Okay. Then the serpent said to the woman, you will not surely die, for God knows that in the day you eat of it, your eyes will be opened, and you will be like God, knowing good and evil. So the original sin, as referenced here, and as I will continue expounding upon, was this doubt that God really had the best intent for them, that he was perhaps holding something good back from them. There was no concept of evil. All they knew was good, and so evil was just a novel idea. And so it was ultimately a distrust of what God had given them, and a distrust of God himself, and that this serpent had some esoteric knowledge, something that they might want. And so this idea of forgiving the adoring beast obviously being the serpent, being Lucifer, being this God here. So forgive this adoring God, this God that just wants the best for you, and that's what his plan was. It's just to only enlighten you. Oh, how we've seen how that's panned out. So I'm going to draw another diagram to show how this is kind of played out on the political scene here. So let's draw a little circle. So first of all, let's say this represent all the possible decisions and consequences to all those decisions that could possibly be. And let's draw a circle within it. Let's move it more towards center. There we go. Okay, so let's say that circle represents good, as in like every possible decision and consequence that, fulfills you. And let's draw another circle around it. And let's call that kind of neutral, just consequences of just living life that actually end up. So the action itself really isn't good or bad. It just is, but you still have happy moments. So the action is neutral, but the reaction is still positive, or at least funny, or there's some pleasure out of it. So I can think of a number of examples of one was when my dog ate a plastic bag, and it had to poop it out, and just watch my dog scoot along the ground trying to drag this plastic bag out of its butt. And so we had to get him some gloves and help her dog get this past this plastic bag. So of course it wasn't that fun, like as we're doing it, but just the story that created, that hilarious story, it brought some pleasure, some fun. So there's plenty of opportunities for fun outside of the that are not negative. So you might think, oh, this is small compared to this, but when you look at the trillions of different possibilities, there's still tons of possibilities within these circles here. Now, politically, what you're seeing happen on the particularly in the U.S. stage right now is the ideology of Democrats and Republicans, or conservatism versus whatever you would call leftism. So one ideology holds that the very idea that these exist is oppressive. So very much like what the serpent laid out. Is saying within here you're missing out on all that's in here. So if we want to say that this is good and wholesome, so let's say this is nuclear family. If we want to talk about sexuality, so the nuclear family, one husband, one wife, in a monogamous relationship, and then we'll say outside here, say go far outside of these boundaries. Let's just say just absolutely no boundaries for sex. There's full orgies, and of course the STDs and all the complications that go along with that, and broken hearts, broken relationships. The very concept that there's this exclusivity is viewed by the left as oppressive. Like, how dare there be something that is better than these choices out here and these consequences out here. Now, the right don't have the conservatism also is being led by the serpent. It's just another lie. So the right will try to play with this. Oh. So they might redraw the size of the outside circle, and this may not be good, but it's still, fun. Oh wait, no, we might do it a little bit further like this. Oh wait, no, we're extra conservative. We'll bring it in really tight. But they're really just playing with the outer circle. And then the real kicker is that they will kill the fun of the inside circle, so that you will find this vile. And one of the most horrible examples I saw of this, I think I've mentioned it here before, was I was walking at a church one day and watched some kids playing ball, passing the ball back and forth. And the dad of one of them comes out and says, "That's not appropriate Sabbath activity." And I just watched the expression on the kids' faces just go all sullen, and I knew what they were thinking. And the dad didn't give any alternative. He didn't say, do this instead. It was just what they heard and what I was hearing as he just said that, and that was it. Was Sabbath, like what's good is not supposed to be fun. What is good is boring. What is good is mundane. What is good sucks. And so what do you think the kids will do when they grow up? You think they're going to stay in this circle? No, they've only associated boringness and lack of joy in the circle. So of course they're going to explore out here, because you've ruined the flavor that's in here. And so you've got two sides that do not satisfy. One side says the mere existence of this is oppression, even though it needs to exist for them to even poo-poo it. So it's kind of a contradiction. They want basically everything to be of equal, like every decision is okay, but there's the unspoken, but except that. It's that exclusion that we don't want to be exclusion is the most oppressive. Or it's like the one family structure that is invalid is the nuclear family structure. You're supposed to just have any form of sex outside of the monogamous nuclear family type of sexual relationship. And then, of course, on the flip side, then you just have a boring system that will ultimately just push people out. So that's what the serpent ultimately wants. The question is, what do you want? So what's on offer from the serpent is this, the grind. That's just ultimately going to fall apart. Or in this diagram, it's all out here. What I'm promoting, so you've got the God of this system, and then you've got the God of love, which in Eden, there was no barbed fence, there was no armed guard, you just had good. And then as well as just life where you have some happy memories. And you just didn't do this because there was no good in here. So what do you choose? What do you want? Do you want this? Or you want this? You want this? Or you want this? In fact, I'm gonna leave with this. I think this movie, this scene really says it all.
You're bored! You're bored and you know it. You wouldn't be here if there wasn't something missing.
Arrogant son of a bitch!
you just stay with me?
Stay with you? What for? Look at us, we're already fighting.
Well, that's what we do. We fight. You tell me when I'm being an arrogant son of a bitch, and I tell you when you're being a pain in the ass. Which you are, 99% of the time. I'm not afraid to hurt your feelings. They have like a 2-second rebound rate, and you're back doing the next pain in the ass thing.
So what?
So it's not gonna be easy. It's gonna be really hard. And we're gonna have to work at this every day, but I wanna do that because I want you. I want all of you, forever, you and me, every day. Will you do something for me? Please? You just picture your life for me? 30 years from now, 40 years from now? What's it look like? If it's with that guy, go. Go! I lost you once. I think I could do it again. If I thought it's what you really wanted. But don't you take the easy way out.
What easy way? There is no easy way. No matter what I do, somebody gets hurt.
Would you stop thinking about what everyone wants? Stop thinking about what I want, what he wants, what your parents want. What do you want? What do you want?
It's not that simple.
What
It is that
do
simple.
you want? God damn it. What do you want?
I have to go.
And ultimately, that choice is going to be honored. But everyone's got to make that choice. What do you want? You can have this if you want it. You can have this if you want it. But are you bored with it yet? Do you want more than this? Do you want more than what's outside of here? Your upbringing, that's, again, I keep coming back to, I was very blessed to be born in a family I grew up in. I got to see this. I got to see this with my own 2 eyes. I saw it acted out in front of me. I had a dad that made this a joy. He made a principled life taste good. Unfortunately, not all of you had that same experience, but it is available to you. Do you want it? You can have it if you want it, but you have to make that choice yourself. I can't make it for you. I've been consistent from the start. I wanted to introduce people, not just introduce people to people, but people to what others did, so that you're meeting someone in their element, and you would want what they have. You'd want to be part of their lives and have not just an allyship, not just our interests aligned temporarily, but like in that little clip there, is it lasts through the hardships, it lasts through the disagreements. Is there actually agape love in that? And I wanted to create or help facilitate rather those friendships. And so I don't consider myself an evangelist. In the same manner, I wanted to introduce people to other people performing their various talents and see their creativity expressed. I want you to see God's goodness. Whether or not you accept it, that's not on me. You have to make that decision for yourself. I just want to show it to you. And so I hope you choose this. I hope you choose this. I want you to have plenty of positive experiences in there. I want to live life and enjoy these funny moments. I want to see you, each of you, see some level of I guess some success, whatever however you want to measure that. But ultimately, I want you guys to know the joy of what agape love really is. In here, and along this axis there, and know who the actual source of that agape love is. But again, the choice is up to you. And that brings this little series to a close. Catch you in the next one.